do a deeper dive on Mara, looking back, as this was one of the better opportunities in January that I did nail pretty well on the short side. I didn't. I traded it a little bit on the long side. Actually, was in some other. I think I had was it Gree, some other names from the long side. I did okay. But yeah, if you look at this, let's just read the weekly chart to start with. So it's still well off the high. So the first thing is you have a nice cupping action, okay? And even if you take it from here, it's in this pretty strong downtrend. Then you get a big buy signal here, but this is you call it like a cyan color. It's still well below. It's still in a major downtrend, so you kind of take that with a grain of salt. But it forms this nice box here, pops above, breaks above on volume, so you get the new high. But then it needs to consolidate and builds this beautiful wedge. And within that wedge, you're holding above this base here, this kind of turnaround base. You get this blue bar buy signal right here. And then I like to trade these so you get the doji, which is great. You love to see the doji in a wedge. So that the buyers and sellers have come to a point of agreement. Now we're waiting on which way is it going to go? What's going to be the catalyst? How are we going to break out of this wedge? And here it starts to tell you like, yeah, maybe we want to go up. And then of course here you get the volume. You could take it as it crosses above this trend line, but to be safe, typically I would like to take it above here, this high. And then, of course, you definitely want to see it to get above this high, right? So this was your warning signal, like, okay, maybe we need to, like if you were going to try and take it short, well, I don't know that I would have looked at this as a short at this time because you're coming off of such a strong buy here. You'd want to see this taken out, this low, which it never does get taken out. And also you have all this strong buying here. So buyers are in, they're holding. Think of it like it just broke through, ran up a huge hill. It went up 50% this week, right? So that's a big move. And it just needed the rest. And it rested. It's like, we turned around. We made it above. We made it up this huge hill. Now we need to catch our breath. And it was catching its breath for, how many weeks was it? Nine weeks. Then it goes up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, you get your first reversal candle. So if you were going to take this short, I don't know why that came up. Hold on, I'm hitting the wrong key. I like to draw these lines for people. Okay, so you take it short, it breaks below this low, which it does, and then you get a nice, this week alone, down 24%. And you don't really start to see anything turn around until this area. Okay, so here you're getting volume. Your first sign that things might be turning around. Here's a blue bar buy signal. So you're breaking above, and you're breaking above this high here. You're also getting a new 10 bar high. So right there, you could have taken that. So if you took that all the way here until you get your first sell signal, that's 134% gain. But yeah, here. So if we look at this, it's a perfect cup. If you just took it as it broke these highs, just that week alone was up 46%. And that's a pretty nice gain for 1 week. It's a super high ADR stock. And it's hitting that 1618 level. And then it tries to go above it. So this is, the volume on this one is a 252 bar volume high. So all the buyers jump in here. Maybe all the shorts that had, if there were a lot of shorts, maybe they had their stops here. That was a key level. So I think you could have been buying here and you could have bought again here. But then it's like, okay, we want to go higher. But that's where the sellers were like, nope, you're not going higher. You're still well off of the all-time highs here. It's below, I think it was below the 0.318 or 3.82 retracement. And now, so you have your warning signal here. It's a sell signal. Sellers are stepping in. You could take it as short as it crosses down this line. Now we have an anchor view up here that it came down. That's the all-time high, and it came down. It's finding support right at that anchor view app. So it's trying to hold above it. You have a big volume sell-off. But now we haven't been able to get above this candle. We haven't closed above it. Or we haven't closed above the low of this candle. So it's not really a clean setup right now. You know, you have some support here. There's just nothing to do at this time. Probably is going to chop around for a little while, I would imagine. But that's, you know, that's how I would read this chart. And looking at the daily, and the whole group was moving together. I mean, these were all in the bull combo scan, EP scans, pre-market. You had plenty of opportunities. And when you see like an entire group moving like that, I think it makes for such an easier trade. You know, here you're breaking above that high and an anchor VWAP. That's a nice little continuation setup right there. So you have a little consolidation setup. You break out of it. You get some volume coming in. You got new highs. Then you get a nice 2-day pause. So you get a nice 3 to 5 day move. Pause. This is the stock B. Nice continuation move. And here you get another continuation move. There's your first kind of warning signal. But look, it doesn't. Does it trade below? No, it goes higher. So this red bar here is saying it's a bearish chart pattern, but it's also a 252 bar volume high. So right there on a daily, you take it as it crosses below as a short. So if you're trading this on a daily chart, you have plenty of opportunity. You know, you're getting this downward move here. You get your first bullish sign, doesn't trade below it. You get a box, breaks out on volume. Really hard to trade it in this area. I think here you're getting a buy signal. Takes out that high, you can start to get in, build a position. And then it takes out this high, then you can add to it. Here, buy again. Maybe you're starting to scale out here and then getting ready to short it. As it is now, there's, as you can see, how it's not clear. It's nothing obvious in this area at this time. You know, let's take one more look at the monthly and we'll wrap this video up. Look at that. You made a big move here and sellers came in. And that's why I say, even to take it short at this time, I don't know. I think there's just indecision on it right now. You can look at some of the other names in this group. Coin on the daily. This just made a nice clean move up. You know, here's a sell signal, but you know, you're bouncing right off the 10-day. Yeah, you broke out of highs. Very similar chart. All these charts were similar. MSTR was one of the first ones to move, and that was showing the most strength initially out of the gates. But yeah, I think this was an easier one. Riot had weakness. Look at the earnings. The fundamentals on that one were worse off than Mara. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up. That was the deep dive on one of the better opportunities from the short side in January.